We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of baseball on MLB Network. Tonight, game 2 of this 3-game series between the Oakland A's and Mike Lee. The California-born right-hander is on the mound. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, this guy pitched really well in his last outing, only allowing 1 run. If he brings that kind of stuff to the ballpark, he has a chance to pitch another gem in this one.
Into the box is the veteran left-handed hitting Kenny Lofton as we're just about set for baseball. And he swings here and sends one in the air deep down the right field line. Nearly a big fly to start the inning. Instead, a foul ball. The windup and the 0-1. Line to the right side. And that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit. And right out of the gates, the Mariners will be forced to deal with his speed at first base.
Batting second, the left fielder, number 2, Chris.
Stepping into the box, Chris Davis. And he's definitely off to a fast start in the early part of the season. He's set and the pitch. And a pitch out, nothing doing though, and that's ball 1. And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Mike Fillmore.
Hey, you know, D-Roll, Mike Fillmore, he'll give a little bit off the edges, but he gets the respect not only from the pitchers, but from the players because his zone is consistent.
Yeah, as long as he's consistent, Dan, I'm okay with Mike Fillmore's zone. If a pitcher's pounding that zone, he wants to give a little bit off the outer edge, I'm okay with that.
This is a tough spot here to turn 2 off this guy at the plate. One of the things you really have to make sure defensively to make sure you get at least 1 out. Don't try to turn that double play. If you get the sure out at second, take that. And if you get it at first, well, that's just an added bonus. But make sure you at least get 1 out in a spot like this.
Now the 1-1 pitch. Line down the left field line. But this is foul near the seats. The 1-2. Line toward right center. And that'll get down for a base hit. And they've really got something going here. Runners at second and third to start the inning.
You know, D-Roll, that's not a bad way to keep it going. A base hit right there. Hitting streak, 15 games and counting.
Yeah, we're halfway through a calendar month, and he looks up and he's had a knock. You can't get caught up in it. You have to trust the process. Keep doing what got you to this point. Staying focused, not trying to do too much, staying within your plan and studying the opposing pitcher.
Here's Jed Lowry now, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1. Past battles with Mike Lee, he's gone 3 for 6. Line to the right side, but foul. Lofton on third. Davis stands at second. No outs. Swing and a liner. And that finds the outfield grass for a base hit. 1 run is in. Throw comes to second, but he is in there with a 2-run double.
One team's dream inning is another team's nightmare, right? That's their 3rd hit of this opening inning. This one a double. That's got to have the pitcher pretty upset out there, and the manager wondering how long he's going to go in this game.
In there, now the throw. Not in time, as he just does get in there ahead of the throw. Runner at third here, nobody out. Hit hard on the ground at first. Healy picks it up, and they'll only be able to get the out at first here as the run is in to score from third.
2 runs already home, and now you can make it 3. Good job right there of keeping it simple and putting the ball in play.
Now to the plate, Marcus Semien, and he's definitely off to a fast start in the early part of the season. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Foul tip into the catcher's glove. It's strike one. And right into the shift. This will get foul for strike two. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Ripped down the line, but a foul ball, and the count holds at 0-2. Three runs already home here. Just got a piece up the line. That goes foul, so he stays alive with two strikes. The 0-2 once more. Fouled away. Here comes another 0-2. Ran that one in on him a bit, as this time it's tapped foul at home plate. A swing and a miss for out number two, and a ball he had no chance of making contact with. And here's a shot of the Athletics starting lineup for this one. Who are you focused on, Dan Plesac?
Look, Matt, everybody should be looking at the guy in the 3 spot. He's hit 10 home runs in his last 10 games. You'll see guys get hot with the bat.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to end the inning. So 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We'll move on to the bottom half of inning number. Catfish Hunter, a right-hander from North Carolina, is the man on the mound. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, we're taking a look at one of the top pitchers in the game. This guy has over 200 career victories, and he'd like to add another one to this list. This guy's been a really good pitcher for a long time, and right now he's showing no signs of slowing down. It'll be interesting to watch him work in this one here.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out. And now a quick look at the Mariners starting lineup in this one. Danny, who stands out to you?
Well, you better keep an eye on Robinson Cano as this game moves along. He had over 90 RBIs last year. What a great season, but I think he could do even better. His goal this year, I think it's got to be 100 runs batted in. He's that kind of a hitter.
Looking for back-to-back Ks to start the game. Lifted down the line in right and back out of play. Count holds it 0-2. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Chopped weakly to the left. In time to first, and there are 2 away.
Batting third, designated hitter, Nelson Cruz.
Digging in, Nelson Cruz. He was hitless in the shutout last night. First offering on its way. Takes a knee-high fastball.
Here's a perfect situation. 2 outs, bases empty, power hitter at the plate. He ain't looking for a single and hoping to pass the baton. This guy's looking to do damage.
And they'll try to tempt him with a curveball, but this bounces in front of the plate, and it's 1-2. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Digging in, Steve Lombardozzi, and he'll put his 9-game hitting streak on the line in this one.
One of the keys to securing a win, they want to keep the pressure on and try to build that lead as much as they can moving into the later innings.
Gamble arranged to his left as he tracks this one down in left center for the first out.
All right, guys, here's Seattle's defensive alignment. And, guys, this team took it on the chin last game. And I think a lot had to do with the fact that they're not playing great defense. Committed 2 errors in that one in some big opportune times, and it came back to bite them. Something to look forward to today.
Henniger is there now, and it's 2 pitches, 2 out. Stepping into the box, Josh Fegley. He'll work on keeping this top of the second alive. Fegley, 30 years of age. He was a first-round pick back in the 2009 MLB draft.
Yeah, Matty, you cannot miss on your first rounder. and they didn't with this guy here.
Well, the first baseman is under it to make the play, and that here now it's Mike Zunino. He'll start us out here in the home half of the second.
Hey, we're still in the early stages in this one. They're only down by a couple of runs, but it's really key for this leadoff guy to try to get on and get a big inning started.
Good slider there, and he gets ahead of him 0-1. And it's fouled away. Now another 0-2. Fastball swung on and missed for the first out. Here comes the second baseman, Robinson Cano. He, of course, the most valuable player in last summer's All-Star game. No balls and a strike to count. And he misses with it, 1-1. One out, nobody on. Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
Boy, he's having a hard time just putting the ball in play right now. He took the hat trick with 3 strikeouts yesterday, and here's another one today. Looks to me like he just needs to simplify his approach and focus on making some contact.
That fastball was a lively one. You could hear the pop of the glove all the way up here.
Yeah, nothing better, huh, guys? I guess maybe the crack of the bat, but I'm not as partial to that as most people. He looks good and loose out there to start this one.
And the inning goes away in unceremonious fashion. Digging in to try it again, Kenny Lofton. He singled and scored in his first appearance in this one. Here's Cano now at second. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third. Here's Chris Davis now. He scored a run after stroking a double in his first at-bat. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Ooh, started him with the change, and it's 0-1. Davis, sometimes called Crush with a K and an H. He was selected in the 7th round back in the 2009 MLB draft.
What an absolute steal. I mean, this guy has gotten a lot of people some big raises in the organization. To be drafted as low as he was and turned himself into one of the biggest superstars in our sport. I am very impressed with what this guy's been able to accomplish.
And that's in for a base hit, his second in as many trips to the plate. Another multi-hit game for him here tonight. No surprise there as we take a look at the league leaders in hitting. And as you see, he's right up there among league leaders in that department. So a runner at first with 1 out now, and that'll bring in the shortstop, Jed Lowry. Prior to the at-bat, a check on first. And a dive, but he's back in there. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. First pitch here misses wide, 1-0.
Now, I'm sure these infielders know it, but this hitter can burn down the baseline. So if he puts a ground ball in play, the defense is going to have to make a perfect turn to turn 2.
Back up the middle. Segura to his left. He's there. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Here's the third baseman now, Kyle Seager. He starts off the inning against a guy who struck out the side last inning. How did they get to him here?
I'm not sure, Matt, that they want to stay as patient. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. They might want to start swinging a little bit earlier in the count.
Seager behind with an 0-2 count.
Wow, he's cruising right now out there. 4 straight punch-outs and working on number 5.
Swing and a miss. 5 straight strikeouts now, and there's 1 gone.
Well, this pitching staff has done a pretty good job right there. That's the 4th time he struck out, and we're only in the 2nd game of this series.
Next in at the plate is Ryan Healy, as he can't catch up on a fastball at the letters, and it's strike 1. And he's looking to get it going, off to a bit of a slow start this year. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2. And he'll continue this roll he's on. Make it 6 strikeouts in a row. Gracious, 2 away. Into the box now, Kirk Neuenhuis. 2 away in the inning, and Dan, it looks like this could be another 1, 2, 3 inning for him.
Yeah, he has really found a groove on the mound, and it's been impressive to watch. It'll be interesting to see how long he can keep this dominance up.
Throw in time, and the side is retired. Mariners are down in order. Up next, the speedy outfielder Dustin Fowler as we begin the top of the 4th.
Center fielder, number 11. Dustin Fowler.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Not fooled there as this ball's hammered out to deep right field. And he's going to have room to put this one away, and that's the first out. So with that, let's call on the guys in the graphics department to put up the pitch speed comparison for the 2 starters. And both guys have been coming with some low to mid 90s heat here. 96 versus 93 as the top 2 speeds thus far. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Gamble will wait on it. And that's out number 2.
Now batting, third baseman.
So that brings up the always intense Matt Chapman. Hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat. First offering on its way. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. Gone!
That's one of those pitches you wish you could take back as soon as it leaves your hand. But guess what? There are no delete or rewind buttons in baseball. That's a mistake, and it was a good job by his opponent to make him pay for it.
But there to take it in is a well-positioned Cano, and that'll end the inning. Gene Segura standing in. Back to the top of the lineup as they're still looking for their first base runner in this one.
No doubt about that, Matt. They've yet to figure this guy out on the mound. He's looked great so far.
He has, but we'll see if this second trip through the order changes anything.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments these hitters are able to make in the middle innings of this game.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Stays alive, still 0-2. And he struck him out. Good pitch there as he registers his 8th punch out of the ball game.
He's just ringing up strikeouts left and right, but what's really impressive to me, he hasn't walked anyone either. He's just pounding the zone. His stuff is dirty today.
A fastball right down the middle for a strike. He's 0 for 1 thus far. This is flared out towards second. Throw gets him, 2 down.
Now batting, designated hitter, Nelson Cruz.
Here's Nelson Cruz now. Here comes the first pitch. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. No runs, no hits, and no errors in the game for the Mariners to this point. Strike 2 called on the inner half. 0-2 now.
Even though he let that one go, you know that's the kind of pitch he likes to take a big hack at. Not too many power hitters that don't like a stomach.
Well, the play's been made, and that retires the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Mariners. They trail here 4-0. That'll bring up the power hitter, Matt Olson. He'll start off the 5th in this one. First delivery to him on the way. Tapper up the line, but it gets fouled. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Pulled toward right center field. Henniger moves to his right and puts this one away in the alley for out number 1. So stepping in, Josh Begley. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Line toward the alley in left center. And that's a base hit. 1 for 2 in his first couple of plate appearances. Not in time, and he's in there with a double.
The right fielder, number 7. Kenny
Digging in once again, Kenny Lofton. He singled and later scored back in the first, making him 1 for 2 so far. First offering on its way. And there's one he'd like to have over again. Missed high with the slider.
You know, guys, these hitters have had some great looks at that slider so far, and clearly they're all on the same page. The plan is simple. Lay off that slider and make him bring up something straight in the strike zone.
On to first, and there were 2 down. Digging in and looking for more, Chris Davis. It was a single for him in his last at-bat. From the stretch. Here's a first pitch changeup that swung on and chopped foul right at home plate. Hard hit at third. Seager has it. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Mike Zunino. He leads off in the bottom of the 5th as they look to break through on the scoreboard for the first time in this one.
Yeah, baseball is a game of adjustments, and it's time they start making some. They don't need to change their entire approach necessarily, but now is maybe when they start thinking about ways to get the guy on the mound out of his rhythm a bit.
Good late break to the slider here, but he takes it in on the hands for ball 1.
His pitch count is in a really good place at this point in the game. He's pounding the zone and getting first pitch outs just like he did on the last guy. We might see him work deep into this game if he keeps this up.
High fly ball out to straightaway center. Fowler's under it, and he makes the catch for the 2nd out.
Now batting.
So digging in now, Mitch Haniger. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. And he takes a cold strike, 0-1.
Yeah, I'm shocked he let that first pitch go right there. High fastball, but usually those ones travel the furthest.
No runs, no hits, and no errors in the game for the Mariners to this point. And they'll try to bounce a curveball on 0-2, but he holds back. It's 1-2 now.
Well, we've seen a lot of guys swinging at pitches out of the strike zone early on in this game. So I think the game plan on that pitch right there was to try to bounce one and try to get them to chase again.
Fowler has a read on it. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. Mariners are down in order. Digging in the switch hitter, Jed Lowry. He'll start out the proceedings against Mike Leake as we get the inning underway. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Line toward the alley in left center. Gamble arranged to his left as he tracks this one down in left center for the first out.
Jumped all over that first pitch of the inning, and he didn't miss it. Just wasn't able to steer it in a direction that resulted in a leadoff hit.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. A little bouncer, but that one rolls foul. The 0-1. Hit in the air to straightaway center. Moving under it, Nieuwenhuis makes the play, and there are 2 gone now.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Marcus Semien.
Striding forward now is the DH, Marcus Semien. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one. First delivery to him on the way. Hit high and deep to straightaway right field. Looking up is Haniger, and it's gone as they add still another. Here comes the Seattle skipper on his way to the mound, and that means that's going to do it for starter Mike Leake. 5 2/3 innings of work on his final ledger as he was not particularly sharp from the get-go here. Juan Nicasio, the 6'4" right-hander, comes in out of the bullpen to do the pitching.
Juan Nicasio.
So that brings up the always intense Matt Chapman. He swings, and it's a line drive to left center. Gamble is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. The A's strike for 1 on the solo homer. Through 5 1/2, it's the A's 5 and the Mariners nothing. Leading off the inning, Kyle Seager, and they'll need him to get something going here. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and missed, outclassed by that fastball for a strike. Looking to punch him out again. The pitch. grounder down the line at third. Played on the backhand. Long throw, but it's not in time as he hustles down the line to beat it out.
Now batting.
Hey, listen, D-Roll, they're not going to complain at all. A base hit is a base hit, even though that's an infield single. And hopefully that's a good sign that things are about to turn for them in this one.
Yeah, there hasn't been a fight at the bat rack, per se, Dan, in this one. I don't care what knock. I don't care if it's a swinging bunt or a home run into the streets. This could get the offense going.
That's through for a base hit, and he's 1 for 2 now. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Center fielder. Hurt.
Into the box is Neuenhuis as he'll get caught chasing a bad one there at strike 1. Neuenhuis, 30 years of age. He was selected in the 3rd round during the 2008 draft.
Hey, nothing has been handed to this guy. Drafted in the middle rounds, and he has found his way in the big leagues. This has turned out to be a really nice pick.
And he punches out another one, make it 9 for the ball game. Good job of making him chase a pitch for the strikeout there.
Yeah, Matt, that's the advantage of getting ahead in the count. You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
Now batting.
And that'll bring up Ben Gamble.
Gamble.
Popped him up. Lowry onto the grass. He tracks it down, and that will end the inning. Mariners leave. Ready for another shot now. Steve Lombardozzi. 3rd trip to the plate for him here tonight. 0 for 2 at this point. High in the air out to center field. Neuenhuis moves over. 1 away.
Up next for Oakland, first baseman, Matt Olson.
Striding in for Oakland, Matt Olson. 0 for 2. He's flown out twice. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And that misses, ball 1. And double-barreled action now in the Mariner bullpen as both a left-hander and a right-hander start to throw. Hit high and deep out to left. Gamble going back on it. Still going back. And it's gone as they add still another.
You think it's easy to be a pitcher at this level? Well, when the number 8 hitter takes you deep, you know there's no such thing as an easy out.
Standing in now, Josh Fegley, as he will take a look at strike 1 on a fastball right down the pipe. He's 1 for 2 in this one. Oh and 1, here it comes. Hit hard up the middle. And that's just past the grasp of Cano into center, a base hit. The throw into second, but he'll be in there with a double.
Man, it looked like the pitcher was trying to get him to go fishing in a pitch out of the strike zone. He went for it all right, but he managed to catch all of that baseball, lacing it for a double in the outfield. That's a great piece of hitting.
Lifted down the line in left. Throw into second, but he'll get in there with an RBI double.
Cliches are around for a reason, and that hit right there is a reason they say baseball is a game of inches, right? Just barely fair, but that's not much consolation for the guy standing on the mound. Nice RBI two-bagger.
Runner goes for third. Pitch inside. The throw is not close as he's in there with a stolen base.
Oh, this kind of goes against those unwritten rules of baseball. They're leading big, so there's really no reason for them to steal third right there, and I'm not sure that was taken too kindly in the opposing dugout.
Lofton stands at third with 1 gone in the inning. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. But that'll hit off the wall in left center. And they'll extend their lead even further as the run's in to score from third. It's 8-0.
Now batting.
That's what happens when a slider doesn't do what you want it to do. That was just one of those cement mixers, kind of just spinning but doing nothing. Nice job of punishing that pitch and picking up 2 bags on 1 swing.
Here's Jed Lowry now, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike one. A couple of RBIs for him already, and a chance for more here. The 0-1 pitch. A line shot to third base, but the runner is back in time to avoid the double play.
Now batting, the center fielder, Justin Fowler.
Up next, the speedy outfielder Dustin Fowler. He's hitless coming into this at-bat, so the hit streak he's been riding is on the line here.
Yeah, he's up in the double digits with it. You know, he wants to keep it going as long as possible, but this very well could be the last chance to do that.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Looking at a fastball for a strike on the corner.
Throws him with a high fastball there. We'll see if they try to climb the ladder even more on the next pitch.
Ready with the 0-1 pitch. And that one just missed outside. The 1-2 is a changeup that's looked at for a ball. Here now the 2-2. This is on the ground over to first. Healy scoops it up, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is. So 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a man left on. First offering on its way. A fastball right down the middle for a strike.
Textbook pitching performance so far in this one as we move into the later innings. First pitch strikes, how about over 90%? That's about as good as it gets.
And he struck him out. The 10th victim set down on strikes thus far.
Number 3, Mike.
Popped him up. And this will land foul. Bases are empty, 1 man out. A ball and a strike to Mike Zunino. A ball and 2 strikes to the Mariners catcher.
Guys, I've been really impressed with him tonight. I mean, he's carving these guys up with all of his pitches.
And he struck him out. And there's strikeout number 11 in the ballgame. Ready once again, Robinson Cano. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch-out, so we'll see if he can fare any better. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Knee-high slider that he takes a look at.
Boy, he looks strong out there on the mound this inning. He's got a chance.
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. 1. Trying to pick things up where we left off, Marcus Semien. He'll start things out for us here in inning number 8.
Hey, Matty, an interesting sequence in that last at-bat when he hit a home run. First pitch breaking ball when he hit that towering long drive home run. We'll see if they attack him more with fastballs in this at-bat.
Coming to the plate now, Matt Chapman. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Line towards center field. Neuenhuis is there, 2 gone.
That's one of those tough luck outs that'll drive you crazy as a hitter. He drove that fastball but couldn't get it down, so he has to take hard contact as a consolation.
Into the box now, Steve Lombardozzi, as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball, 1-0. With this one almost in the books, the story was clearly the long ball. What are your thoughts on this offense, fellas?
Well, Matty V, I don't know what your thoughts are, D-Roll, but boy, when the weather starts to warm up and the ball starts jumping out like this, it's clear that the pitchers need to start making better pitches.
Yeah, just great approach. No one really chased today. Really stayed staunch on their ability to get that pitcher to come into the heart of the plate, and they did damage with it.
First pitch of the at-bat. Hard liner to center field. Neuenhuis is there, and it's a very quick inning as the side is retired. Stepping in now is Mitch Haniger. He leads off their half of the eighth, and they've been unable to get that starter out of the game to this point.
Yeah, he settled in early on the mound, partly due to the lead his guys gave him to take some of the pressure off. He's taken that and pitched very effectively in this one.
Got him. As he just continues to mow down these hitters. 13 strikeouts now.
Third baseman
Now the pitch.
13, Kyle Seager.
Good bite to the slider there as it's chopped foul at the plate. Strike one. One out, nobody on. Pops this one up. And he'll put this away for the second out.
Now batting.
Next in at the plate is Ryan Healy. He steps in off a base hit in his last at-bat. Now a slider, and he gets ahead of him here 0-1. Popped him up. Lowry waits on it. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. Mariners are down in order. Still ready to start the ninth as we get a stunning shot there of the Seattle skyline on a great night for baseball. Here's the pitch. Now that ball's hit well deep down the left field line, headed toward the foul pole. Nearly a big fly to start the inning instead of foul ball. Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2. And right into the shift. There is Seager. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the ninth inning gets underway.
The right fielder, number 7, Kenny Lofton.
Striding in once again, Kenny Lofton, hoping to build off that RBI double from his last plate appearance. Line drive to center field. Neuenhuis is there now, and he has it. 2 gone.
The left fielder, number 2.
Digging in now, Chris Davis. It was an RBI double for him in his last turn to the plate. Fastball in there for a called strike. Swinging strike, and now it's 0-2. Oh, and he dusted him off the plate that time. Some mind games being played now. It's 1-2.
Boy, that's a good pitch right there. The old school guys would call that a little bit of chin music up and in. See if he can get him to move off the box a little bit.
Neuenhuis is going to have room out there. Now in the box, Kirk Neuenhuis starting things for his side in the ninth as they face the improbable odds of trying to come back in this one.
Yeah, not a lot of hope for them at this point. These guys know these bats still count, at least for their own stats. You can't mill in your chances as a professional.
Lowry is there, and that is a big first out here to start inning number 9.
Number 2, shortstop.
First pitch of the at-bat. High in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Lowry has a play. 2 gone. And that'll bring up Ben Gamble. He's their last shot here with 2 away in the ninth as they look to avoid the shutout.
Yeah, Matt, they just haven't had any answer for the great pitching so far in this one.
Good pitch as this is swung on and missed, and now they're down to perhaps their final strike of the evening.
I mean, that's just an awesome curveball right there. A 12-6 breaker with nasty downward tilt. You know, the game's getting back to that good four-seam fastball breaking ball.
And that's going to be your final out here, and the A's will add 1 more to their winning streak as this ball game is over.
Wow, talk about total dominance. 9 innings, only 2 hits allowed. That's about as good as it